In a world where schedules are packed, relationships feel strained, and uncertainty seems to grow by the day, we often yearn for guidance that is both timeless and practical. The life of Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, offers exactly that. A set of clear, down-to-earth lessons rooted in compassion, honesty, and wisdom. Highlight: these Prophet Muhammad life lessons are drawn directly from the Quran and authentic Hadith, yet they speak as clearly to our modern workplaces, families, and communities as they did 14 centuries ago. Today's video explores 10 core teachings of the Prophet, PBUH, each illustrated with a Quranic verse or a Hadith, and each explained in simple terms that anyone can understand and put into practice right now. No lofty theory, just straightforward life advice and Islamic teachings that can help us navigate stress, build deeper relationships, and grow in character. Whether you face a difficult boss, a family conflict, or your own inner doubts, these lessons shine a light on the path forward. Let us walk this path together, beginning with the very heart of the Prophet's mission, mercy and compassion. Our first life lesson from Prophet Muhammad is the power of mercy and compassion. Allah declares in the Quran, "And we have not sent you, and we have not sent you, the worlds." Quran 21:10-7. This single verse shows that mercy is not a side note, but the core purpose of his message. In a well-known hadith, the Prophet said, "He who does not show mercy will not be shown mercy." Sahih Bukhari, Book 93, Hadith 538. Imagine a workplace where, instead of harsh criticism, managers offer understanding when mistakes happen. Picture a family where, instead of holding grudges, we forgive small faults and rebuild trust. The Prophet's life is full of stories that bring this lesson to life. When a woman once unintentionally hurt the Prophet by scratching his face, he forgave her and asked God to pardon her. Sahih Muslim, Book 32, Hadith 63. Hadith: after the conquest of Mecca, he forgave the very people who had tortured him and his companions, showing that mercy can break cycles of hate. In our daily lives, we can follow his example by speaking kind words even to strangers, offering a helping hand without expecting praise, and choosing to calm anger with patience. Each act of mercy not only eases another's burden, but opens our hearts to greater peace and unity. The second lesson emphasizes honesty and integrity. The Quran commands, "O you who have believed, fear Allah and be with those who are true." Quran 9:11-9. The Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, elaborated, "Truth leads to righteousness, and righteousness leads to paradise." A man continues to tell the truth until he becomes a truthful person. Falsehood leads to wickedness, and wickedness leads to the hellfire. Sahih Muslim, Book 32, Hadith 6304. Long before prophethood, he was known in Mecca as Al-Amin, the trustworthy, because he never betrayed a promise or hid a fact. One story tells of a Jewish woman who lost her necklace in the mosque. The Prophet found it and returned it to her many years later, after she had long forgotten, simply to uphold the trust placed in him. Shu'ab al-Iman, Hadith 14:38. In our modern life, honesty builds credibility in business deals, strengthens friendships, and prevents the stress that comes when lies must be maintained. When we admit mistakes at work, instead of covering them up, we earn respect. When we speak truth kindly to family members, we deepen trust. Even small acts, like giving correct change at a shop or crediting a colleague for their idea, reflect the Prophet's teaching that integrity is the foundation of a righteous life. Life lesson 3 reminds us of patience and perseverance in the face of trials. Allah says, "O you who have believed, seek help through patience and prayer. Indeed, Allah is with the patient." Quran 2:15-3. The Prophet Muhammad assured us, "No fatigue, nor disease, nor sorrow, nor sadness, nor hurt, nor distress befalls a Muslim, even if it were the prick he receives from a thorn, but that Allah expiates some of his sins for that." Sahih Bukhari, Book 70, Hadith 545. He experienced hardship firsthand, forced to leave his home for Taif, and later hiding from enemies in the cave of Thor. Yet he never lost hope. Today, when we face a tough job market, health setbacks, or personal losses, these words remind us to hold steady. Patience does not mean inaction. It means accepting reality, sustaining effort, and turning to prayer as a source of comfort. Waiting calmly in traffic, handling a demanding boss without anger, or caring for an ailing relative when tiredness sets in. All these moments can become acts of worship when performed patiently. By seeing challenges as chances to grow and trusting that each trial purifies our character, we follow a teaching that transforms stress into strength. Our fourth Prophet Muhammad life lesson is humility and simplicity. The Quran describes the ideal servant, and the servants of the Most Merciful are those who walk upon the earth humbly. Quran 25:63. A profound hadith warns, "He who has in his heart an atom's weight of arrogance will not enter paradise." Sahih Muslim, Book 1, Hadith 172. Ego. Despite his high status, the Prophet, PBUH, lived simply. He repaired his own shoes, helped serve meals to companions, and slept on a simple mat. Once, when a wealthy companion brought a gift, the Prophet refused the gift and attributed his need to God alone, showing that true worth is measured by character, not possessions. Sunan Abu Dawud, Book 43, Hadith 36:36. In today's consumer-driven world, humility frees us from endless comparison. Choosing a modest lifestyle, thanking the people behind the scenes at work, and sharing credit with team members are simple ways to practice humility. Serving others, volunteering at a local shelter, or helping a neighbor carry groceries echoes the Prophet's example and creates real connections. Simplicity also brings mental peace. When we want less, we stress less, and we find joy in the blessings we already have. The fifth lesson highlights respect for women and strong family values. Allah says, "And of his signs is that he created for you from yourselves mates, that you may find tranquility in them. And he placed between you affection and mercy." Quran 30:21. The Prophet Muhammad said, "The best of you are those who are best to their wives." Sunan at-Tirmidhi, Volume 1, Book 7, Hadith 1162. He honored Khadija not only as his wife, but as his business partner, and he treated every daughter, including Fatima, with love and respect. In a time when female voices can be dismissed, this teaching calls us to value the women in our lives: mothers, sisters, daughters, and colleagues. By listening, supporting their dreams, and sharing family duties, simple actions. Asking your partner how her day was, helping with chores without being asked, or encouraging a female friend to pursue her goals. Reflect this lesson. Strong families form the backbone of society, and by modeling mutual respect, we create homes where everyone feels valued and safe. Lesson 6 centers on justice and fairness. The Quran commands, "O you who have believed, be persistently standing firm for Allah, witnesses in justice, and do not let the hatred of a people prevent you from being just. Be just, that is, nearer to righteousness." Quran 5:8. In one example, even when his own son had a case before him, the Prophet set aside personal feelings and judged impartially. Sahih Muslim, Book 32, Hadith 6305. He famously ruled in favor of a marginalized slave against a wealthy man, establishing that human dignity outweighs social status. In modern workplaces and communities, bias and favoritism can erode trust. By listening to all sides before making decisions, applying rules evenly, and acknowledging our own blind spots, we uphold justice. Whether mediating a dispute among friends, grading fairly as a teacher, or making transparent hiring decisions as a manager, we honor a teaching that builds strong, equitable societies. The seventh Prophet Muhammad teaching for modern life urges generosity and charity. Allah illustrates the impact of giving. The example of those who spend their wealth in the way of Allah is like a seed of grain that sprouts 7 ears. In every ear is 100 grains. Quran 2:26-1. The Prophet said, "Charity does not decrease wealth." Sahih Muslim, Book 5, Hadith 27-23. He himself gave regularly, even when he had little, and encouraged private giving so that the poor would not feel ashamed. One story tells of him offering food to a traveler who arrived hungry at night. Sahih Bukhari, Book 64, Hadith 271. Today, when inequality and need surround us, giving can mean more than money. Volunteer your time at a local clinic, share knowledge with a young person, or simply listen to someone going through a hard time. Giving transforms both giver and receiver, sparking gratitude and reminding us that true wealth lies in caring for one another. Lesson 8 teaches the importance of brotherhood and social cohesion. Allah declares, "The believers are but brothers, so make settlement between your brothers." Quran 49:10. The Prophet, PBU, promoted unity when drafting the Charter of Medina, which brought diverse tribes and faiths into a single community under shared rights and responsibility. He said, "None of you truly believes until he loves for his brother what he loves for himself." Sahih Bukhari, Book 2, Hadith 12. In today's fragmented world, we face divisions along lines of ethnicity, politics, and religion. Yet reaching out, showing empathy, supporting neighbors in need, and standing against injustice wherever it appears creates bonds that transcend differences. Community projects, neighborhood events, or simple acts of kindness towards someone outside our circle can bridge divides. As we treat each other as family, we lay the groundwork for lasting peace. Our 9th point highlights trust in Allah. known as tawakkul. The Quran reassures us, and whoever relies upon Allah, then He is sufficient for him. Quran 65:3. The Prophet said, if you were to rely upon Allah with the reliance He is due, you would be given provision like the birds. They leave their nests hungry in the morning and return full. Hadith 23:44. Hadith 23:40. Foods do not hoard stores. They trust that each day's needs will be met. In a world obsessed with planning every detail, this teaching invites us to do our best while releasing anxiety over outcomes. Job interviews, health scans, college exams. After preparing thoroughly, we hand the result to God and find peace in surrender. Trusting Allah does not replace effort. It frees our hearts from constant worry and reminds us that a higher wisdom guides our lives. Finally, Lesson 10 stresses the pursuit of knowledge and reflection. Allah's first revealed word was, read. Quran 96:1. The Prophet declared, seeking knowledge is an obligation upon every Muslim. Sunan Ibn Majah, Book 1, Hadith 224. He encouraged learning from every source, books, nature, and the people around us, and valued practical skills like medicine and agriculture, alongside spiritual knowledge. In today's age of information overload, we must learn to distinguish fact from falsehood and commit to lifelong growth. This means reading reliable books, attending workshops, and reflecting on experiences to draw lessons. By cultivating curiosity and humility, we not only enrich our minds, but also equip ourselves to serve others more effectively. As we reflect on these 10 Prophet Muhammad life lessons, mercy, honesty, patience, humility, respect, justice, charity, brotherhood, trust, and the love of knowledge, we see a clear, compassionate path for living today. These teachings are neither distant nor outdated. They address our deepest challenges and offer simple, actionable guidance. By remembering a verse, embracing a hadith, or pausing before we speak, we can bring the Prophet's example into every moment. May these insights inspire us to grow in character, strengthen our bonds with others, and find peace amid life's trials, just as they guided the companions of the Prophet, PBUH, all those years ago.